shirt I've been saying I'll wear for the last 2 years, but never have. Or that tiger pushing the dog barks at every time he's in the lounge. Oh, he's at it again. No, but...
All right, good morning. How are you all doing? It's another Tuesday, the 5th of August 2025. We are looking at the dollar index as usual. So far this week, I think we've had not much in terms of movement. Yesterday, price didn't do anything. This morning, I think early hours in the morning, price just gave this move, but it happened out of time, so I'm not seeing this as a break of structure, but probably manipulation to take out Monday's high and then maybe drop to the 98.51 level. So I'm expecting lower prices still. that means euro potentially also going up. If you look at on the daily time frame, we are traded inside a fair value gap, big gap. Okay, so I'm expecting higher prices on euro today. British pound is kind of stuck in a consolidation, but I'm expecting that to also climb up to trade. I think I made a mistake. You should trade today's candles low first. You should trade today's candles low first and then to that one. Okay, so I'm expecting higher prices on the British pound. Now for that to happen, if you drop down to the 15 minutes, we need to trade through this London fair value gap. We need to trade through this London fair value gap. So if we trade through that, then definitely we will see euro and British pound trading higher. Euro pound, I think yesterday I made mention that based on how the weekly close, I'm expecting price to continue going down. The only problem with it is the gap, this gap that has been created. So I will see how this New York session is going to trade. For now, just observe this London session gap. If we trade through it, then this might be the low of the week, and then they will expand up. As when we open, we've only traded down. So if they trade through this up candle, then price is likely gonna go up, because that would have created the low of the week on Tuesday. So watch and see how this gap is gonna trade. Watch and see how this gap is gonna trade. Do we reject and go lower, or do we trade through it? If we trade through it, then look for a buy to go up. If we reject, then we will come below this down candle's low, and then probably trade to this candle's low as well. Dollar yen, again, I don't think this is a reversal to form the low, the continuation to the downside to this equal low. That's still the idea. So with this pullback, probably a sell during this New York session would be the best idea, or you can sell exactly where we are now, because that's essentially a pullback, and then you can take partial right here. Okay, so that is that for the dollar yen. We also have gold. Yesterday I was anticipating them to go to first 3383 and then 3396, but it couldn't get to that one, and we've seen a pullback. I'm watching how the previous day's low is gonna react. Right, I'm watching how that is gonna react, because this has now become the current gap that price is holding. Okay, this is now the current gap that price is holding. Hence, if price is gonna go up, it needs to stay above this. And we've gone through this up candle, so it's a positive sign for price. So as price is trading below yesterday's low, how we go below it is gonna be key. Do we go and then reject immediately, or do we stay below it? All right, so you're gonna watch the candle that trades below it. do we come back immediately or do we stay below? If we stay below, then price might continue going down. If we come straight back above it, then you look for the buy to go up. Okay. So that is the goal for you. Patience. Okay, I think it might take out, not might, it's likely gonna take out this low. If it doesn't and it goes back above this up candle, then look for the continuation to the upside to the 3396 level. So watch this up candle if we don't go below the previous day's low. As it stands, that's where it's gonna go, this previous day's low. As long as we are above this, as long as we are below this, it's gonna go here. Crude oil, I think we'll get a continuation to attack this equal low from where we are. Then I think it's obvious where they want to take price. Okay, so look for a sell. I think I like this drop. Pull stop loss can go above this high, and then you look for a run for these equal lows. A run for this low. Previous week low is likely possible, and then this low as well from the weekly time frame and from the monthly time frame. Previous month low, a fair value gap. So price might dip into that fair value gap, and then maybe as soon as it goes below it, it might reject. So look for the run to July's low from here. Okay. ES. With ES, we didn't get any rejection yesterday, so maybe they want to push to the breaker, which is the last down candle prior to the move up. Look for that maybe today. Okay, somewhere here. All right. Now, based on the weekly, like I said, we've got a big change in the state of delivery. That most of the time can be a pullback. This candle can be a pullback, and then we go all the way back down. And I like the fact that it's still Tuesday and then we're already up here, meaning there's room for the week to play out, to still come back down and attack this low. So watch that breaker, this level. On the lower time frame, we also have a New York session low over here. So look for a push to that level, and then during the New York session, I don't know if it's gonna get there today or not, but if it gets there today, then look at the New York session and you can look for a fair value gap or a down candle for them to trade through, and then that will become a breaker. So if we have a down candle like this, sell, or the fair value gap, and then you sell. Okay, so yes, it's looking nice so far. Now there's two sides to it. The first one is all this could be a buy. Okay, all this could be a buy, and that is one thing left for me to figure out. Okay, that's one thing left for me to figure out, and I will figure it out when the down move is a buy versus when the down move is a sell. Now sometimes I know it's a buy when we are trending, right? When you are trending, and then maybe we have a reaccumulation and then another reaccumulation. Okay, so then a down candle will be a buy, and that down candle will come in the form of a market maker buy model. But when it's on a high time frame like this, it becomes a little bit challenging to know whether it's a buy or not. Okay, especially if you look at it from the weekly perspective. We've gone through this down candle. Now if I see this, that, and that, that is definitely a market maker buy model. But this big one trading below it and then immediately coming back up, that is where the confusion is, because usually we should have just tapped into this and then go down for another down candle on the weekly. So we can have, I'm just gonna draw it here. So this will be the up candle, this will be the down candle, and then the next one opens and it goes down like this. Usually that's what happens. But when it starts pulling back like this, then you need to check and see whether this whole down move, is it a sell or is it a buy? Because if it's a buy, then this OTE level will not work. It will trade through it and continue going higher. Okay, but if it's a sell, then it will trade to OTE and then reject and go lower. Okay, so that's basically what I'm driving at, whether it's a buy or a sell. And like I said, I'm very close to figuring it out. When I do, I'll let you all know. There was an example here which definitely that was a buy, because we had just recently gone above a down candle. So this on the lower time frame will be similar to something like that. We'll go, okay, something like this, where we have the down distribution, down distribution, down distribution. So when it's going back up, then you know that is a buy. But when it's like the way it is now, it's not easy to determine whether it's a buy or not. Okay, so watch that breaker and see if it will give you any reaction. If it gives you a reaction, then definitely yes, it's a sell. Then you look for continuation to the downside. Okay, so that is that for the ES. Now let's go to the cryptocurrencies. Okay, so starting with Bitcoin, yesterday we had price push up. It almost tried to close above the fair value gap but couldn't, so that still stands. We need to see if that fair value gap is gonna hold or not. Now based on technicals, right, we've rejected, we had a big push away from it. So now watch this up candle here, because with this rejection, price should basically go down. With this rejection, price should go down. So if it can trade through that up candle, then you can start looking for the buy. You don't need to wait for the fair value gap to close, because we've already had a reaction of it. So this becomes a strong bearish order block. This up candle here becomes a strong bearish order block. So we should come back to it as a pullback and then drop. If we don't do that and you trade through it, then they're going to close above the fair value gap, so you can start looking for your buy. Okay, so this H4 candle, it can change the course of what Bitcoin is going to do this week. It's either we break and go lower or we break and go higher. So watch that and see. Ethereum, same thing. I think Ethereum did better. It traded through the gap. So I think that's a positive sign. That's a positive sign for Bitcoin. With Ethereum doing this, I think Bitcoin will likely go up. Okay, so Ethereum, I think those of you that are interested in buying, you can actually look for your buys, and then look for this equal high as a draw on liquidity, and then that equal high that I gave quite a time ago. Okay, I like the fact that we managed to close through the fair value gap. So this has now become a balanced price range. That's now a balanced price range. So price should stay inside this and then go higher. Okay, so look for higher prices. Solana, not quite yet, but as I also mentioned, this is OTE. Okay, we've come to OTE, so we should stay above this gap and continue going up. Hence, from where we are, we should continue going up. Okay, we should continue going up. So with what Ethereum has done, I think I'm convinced that Bitcoin is likely gonna do the same thing, and so as Solana will do. Okay, so let me see on the H4. Yeah, we are currently above this down candle, so I think you can use that as an entry. And then in terms of stop loss, you can place it below this. Just pay attention to that. In case it stops out and it dips into this and we start rejecting, you can buy it again. But the down candle should hold and then send price up. So that would be a nice trade idea. Alright. XRP did amazing. I think it broke above that. Yesterday we talked about it, that if they break above it, then price is gonna go up, and I spoke about this down candle, that if we close above it, buy the next one. Right? So another potential trade idea is here. I like this equal high as a draw on liquidity, 3.1842, and then this fair value gap. We can go beyond that, but that's for those that want to hold for long term. If you want to hold for long term, then you can obviously hold for long term, but if you want a short term to day trade, look for this as a target for now. Hype, same thing, we are rejecting that previous month low. I think this gap, so far they've almost all of them has gone through the up candles, which signifies a shift. Okay, so attempting buys is not a bad idea. That also, attempting buy is not a bad idea. AI 16Z also rejected. Okay, we've traded through another gap over there, so it has the potential to go up, but I personally prefer that they would have come for this low, so that when it's rejecting, we know there's nothing for them to come back for. Because sometimes if they leave a low like this, then this will become equal low, which leaves it prone for potential back down again to take those lows out before moving higher. So between here 12 and 9, it's a big difference. Okay, but if you can buy here and hold, that's fine. If you want to wait till it comes here too, that's fine. Okay, or you can for those of you that wants to hold for a long time, you can decide to split, buy some here, and if it drops you buy more, and then you basically hold. Okay, so that is that for AI16Z. Chachki, I think, also spiked up, or is spiking up aggressively for that previous month high, as we mentioned yesterday. So look for that as a drawn liquidity, and once we get there, we will reassess and see if we will continue going up or not, because that's a previous month high, and previous month highs and lows are kind of a little sensitive to price, so it can get there and then reject and come back down again. So once they get there, we will then reassess and then see what price wants to do going forward. Okay, so let's wait and see how price is gonna trade above the previous month high. From there, we'll continue the navigation. If we stay above it aggressively, then definitely we will continue going up. But if we go up and immediately reject, then that gives us a different scenario altogether. Okay, so that is that for the crypto market. I think Ethereum has given a good price action trading through that, and that gives more confidence on the Bitcoin market, and Solana as well. I think Solana is rejecting that, and then Ripple hype. So Solana, Ripple, hype, good pairs to trade. AI, maybe if you want to. Chachki, I think it's already gone. We spoke about it yesterday over here. Bitcoin, not ready. Wait for that up candle to give way. And I think pretty much that's it. Euro pound, I think we already discussed that. I like a sell here. If you are bold, then look for that. Take partial here if you're not scared, because there is news event on Thursday, rate announcement on British pound, so they can keep this sideways until Thursday, or they can start moving it and then maybe Thursday continue. So again, watch for this afternoon, maybe a day trade to trade today's candles high. That's also probable, because you want to stick with what price is doing in terms of fair value gaps. Now we have a session, and then we have a gap to the downside, so you stick with that until maybe it changes. Okay, so that is all I have for you for today. Enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see